Section 1. Agree with the all circumstances and in all probability, as fast as it were, as much as were, as the matter, brought forward by and by some means, dealing with the, discuss the matter, every circumstance. I am certain that you are. I am inclined to think. I am persuaded. I am very glad. I think it is necessary. I think that you are. In all circumstances, in his own opinion, in the meantime, in this country, in this matter, in this respect, notwithstanding such, notwithstanding that, on either hand, on either side, on the other hand, on the other side, on these occasions, on this occasion, on this matter, peculiar circumstances, per annum, percent, percentage, quite agree, quite agreeable, so that we may take the liberty there where those which we are now, those who are, those who were, through the world, to bring the matter very satisfactorily. You will agree, you will probably. Section 2. From us, please inform us, to us, as we have, as we can, as we cannot, as we do, as we think, as we shall, as we may, as well as usual, as well as can be, as soon as we can, as soon as they, it is said, for his sake, in this century, in this city, in this subject, of this statement, this has been, at first cost, Wednesday next, in our view, in our statement, it appears that by all means it is only necessary, it can only be, it may only be, they will only be, longer than, more than, any longer, no longer than, rather than, smaller than, going on, at all our own, have been expected, have been informed, have been returned, who have not, out of doors, rate of interest, state of affairs, Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, at all events, into effect, incorporated association, medical association, political association, traders association. Section 3. As if it were, by which it was, if it is not, if it be not, if it were, in which it is, in which it has appeared, of which it has been, of which it must be, able to make, able to think, I am able to think, I am unable to think, we are able to make, you will be able to, I cannot be, I cannot say, I cannot see, I hope you will not, I may not be, I shall not be, I trust not, I was not, you cannot, you may not, you must not, you should not be, you were not, you are not, I would, if it would be, they would be, they would not be, we would, few words, in our words, many words, at any rate, at all times, at some time, at the same time, for some time, from time to time, some time ago. Section 4. Above there, over there, before there, before there is, from there, has to be there, has been there, how can there be, I am sure there is, I believe there will be, I have there, I have been there, I know there is, I know there is not, I know there will be, I see there is, I think there will be, I wish there were, if there is, if there is to be, if it be there, in their case, in their opinion, in their statement, in which there is, increasing their value, making their way, more than their, pending their decision, shall be there, then there are, they have been there, though there is, upon there, we have there, we have been there, whenever there is, some other means, some other way, some other respects, or some other. In other words, in order, in order that, in order to, my dear sir, my dear madam, my dear friend, my dear fellow citizens. Section 5. I have received, in other respects, in reply, we have received, almost certain, just been, just received, last week, last month, last year, most probably, must be, next week, there must be, you must be, you must not be, very pleased indeed, in fact, in point of fact, telegraph office, worthwhile, in the manner, and in like manner, and in the same manner, and in the same manner as, in this manner, next month, this month, as far as possible, as much as possible, as soon as possible, as well as possible, as if it were possible, just possible, between them, foundation stone, one another, towards one another, industrial life. I hope, I hope you are satisfied, and the contrary cannot be considered, for consideration, fully considered, further considered, further consideration. I have concluded, in conclusion, into consideration, it is considered, it may be considered, little consideration, must be considered, necessary conclusion, necessary consequence, ought to be considered, satisfactory conclusion, shall be considered, shall be taken into consideration, should be considered, some consideration, taken into consideration, that conclusion, unsatisfactory conclusion, we have concluded, were considered, which will be considered, which will be taken into consideration, Section 6. As a rule, at a loss, in a few days, in a great measure, in such a manner as, for a moment, to a great extent, about the matter, all over the world, all the circumstances, at the present day, at the present time, by the way, for the first time, I will consider the matter in the first instance, in the first place, in the second place, in the third place, in the last place, in the next place, into the matter, notwithstanding the fact, on the contrary, on the one hand, on the subject, on the circumstances, what is the matter, as a matter of course, as a matter of fact, expression of opinion, in consequence of, in respect of, on the part of, out of place, short space of time. Do you mean to say, expect to receive, face to face, from first to last, having regard to, in reference to, in reference to which, in relation to, in reply to, in respect to, it appears to me, it appears to have been, it seems to me, ought to have been, ought to have known, regret to say, regret to state, we shall be glad to hear, we shall be glad to know, with reference to which, with regard to, with relation to, with respect to. Section 7. Again and again, deeper and deeper, higher and higher, lower and lower, faster and faster, less and less, more and more, Mr. and Mistress, nearer and nearer, north and south, east and west, over and over again, over and above, here and there, quicker and quicker, rates and taxes, time and space, ways and means, side by side, bear in mind, borne in mind, all parts of the world, fact of the matter, facts of the case, for the purpose of, history of the world, out of the question, peculiar circumstances of the case, more or less, one or two, right or wrong, 6 or 7, sooner or later, 3 or 4, 2 or 3, up to the present, up to the present time, in accordance with, in accordance with the, in accordance with the matter, in connection with, in connection with the, in connection with their.